Once the terrain has been well checked and you've made sure that your driving position is comfortable and your seat belt correctly adjusted and secure, you are ready for your attempt at the gradient. Before you start off, however, remember it's always better to attack your quarry in a straight line. Trying to cross any gradient at an angle before expertise has been gained can be extremely dangerous. So you've checked everything. Now position the vehicle a sufficient distance from the slope to allow a build-up of speed. That is not to say high speed, but enough momentum to assist the vehicle up the slope. With practice, you will soon be able to judge the correct speed to approach any gradient you come across. Charging full speed up the gradient is also bad practice. When you get to the other side, you may very well have a very unpleasant surprise awaiting you. If by any chance you should not make it to the top of the gradient through lack of speed or traction, then stop. Apply the handbrake, select reverse, put the transfer box into low ratio, and back down the slope in a straight line, making sure that the front wheels are kept straight, slowly letting the engine power do the braking for you. Do not make any sudden braking, as it's very important to keep the wheels turning. Coming down a gradient is just as difficult a maneuver as going up. In fact, sometimes control can be more difficult. Again, on first attempts, the downward slope should be checked at the same time as the upward slope. Again, looking out for potholes, boulders and logs, etc. Never let the vehicle freewheel down a slope. Select low ratio and gently descend, letting the engine do most of the braking. Remember, the four-wheel drive can only give braking and traction when the clutch is fully engaged. Use of the foot brake and clutch should be avoided if at all possible, as loss of traction and braking on loose or slippery surfaces could cause the vehicle to skid or veer to one side, thereby putting the vehicle in an unstable position. However, once you've succeeded, we guarantee you'll want to do it again. Sand and water. Whenever sand or other soft terrain is to be approached, it's advisable to lower the tire pressure slightly. This will spread the contact of the tire surface and therefore cover more surface area, giving a lower ground pressure, which will produce better traction and will decrease the tendency to sink in the soft ground. When the soft terrain driving has been completed, the tire pressures should be taken back to standard. Although the Suzuki electrics and air intakes are positioned high up